So here we have our first championship season with the wonderful Wrexham. Not expecting much promotion-wise, but if we can put up a good fight for ourselves and steer clear of relegation, then that seems to be a good season for us. If you are enjoying the kind of new formatting for this, at least it's going to carry through till the new game, I think. I'm just going to give you like a season review at the end of the year, which is why they're not coming out as frequently, but hopefully it's digestible for you. So I'm going to hop over there and we'll see what it is that I've managed to get up to in the course of the summer, what transfers we've done, and how our league started off. As you can see at the moment, we are 8 games deep in the league. We've played quite a few. As you can also see, Ellis Sims is scoring goals just for fun. He's having a wonderful time to start off the season. Before we jump into it though, if you could do me the favour, like, subscribe, show your support on the channel, it would be greatly appreciated, and it really will help for when these new games come out. Obviously getting my little ugly face out there would be beautiful. So as it is, we are 8 games deep, 4 wins, 1 draw and 3 losses. I'm going to start off with our transfers, and we'll go on to the fella that we talked about at the end of the episode. So we did break our record transfer in the shape of... I've lost him. Sorry, I'm on the complete wrong side. Ethan Laird. So, Crystal Palace, the bunch of Cockney gits, turned up, satisfied his release clause, and just took him. There wasn't really much else I could have done about it, unfortunately. He did only spend a year with us, though. Playing 20 games, got 1 assist, actually, to be fair. I'd expect a little bit more than that. And 2 player of the matches in the league. But we made 5 million from 12 months. I mean, you can't complain too much about that, can you? And at the moment, we've got a bunch of the other chaps out on loan as well. One of these I wasn't planning to loan out, but I'll discuss him shortly. And kind of the replacement for Ethan Laird, we've broken our record transfer fee as well. But don't worry about that. I did sign Morgan Roberts. It was one of the ones where the board come in and they tell you that, oh, we found this chap. He looked all right. It was about 20, 30k. And I was just thinking it could be 70k. I was thinking it could just be quite good cover for us. Both wings should do a decent job over there. Talking about wingers, we also bought in Song Min Kyu from John Book on a free. Similar situation. Could cover both the wings. Should be a decent job out there, out wide. Wade Beck, we've bought back on loan once more. So he's with us till January. Couldn't get him for the full season, but hopefully we'll be able to extend that potentially. Also bringing in no other winger. Oh yeah, sorry. Enrico Brignola. Terrible. Absolutely terrible he is. I've got no interest in playing him. I'm paying him £3 a week, but the reason for bringing him in is because our best centre defensive mid who we've signed, Filippo Ranocchia from Juventus, wanted a little friend. So I did that, and I signed Brignola so he can cover the wings if we get desperate. But if we do get desperate, I'd rather play a child, to be quite honest. Might be a bit mean, but I'm sure we'll go over it. Lars Kramer also came in. Decent cover. Centre-back. Look at the prices, 9.4 to 10.5 million. And he's just as good as everyone else. Gregor Hackett's picking up as well, but we'll discuss him shortly. I also signed Rodrigo Formento, who could be a backup goalkeeper for us. I believe he's happy to be a backup. I can't remember. I saw it up here. He wants to be a first-choice goalkeeper. Kind of not doing that. Van Sassie's our goalkeeper. We all know this. I'm sure we'll go over it. And the only fella other than Formento that we paid money for, paid actual money, should we say, Owen Adams. He's our right back. So he's came in from Rochdale from between 2 and 4 million. I don't know if I highlight over here, it'll tell me what the breakdown. No. That's helpful. I can find that shortly as well. But yeah, he's a 6'1" right back, can play all the way up that side. Tackling and crossing are both 10, so not bad, not fantastic, just pretty good. And just all round looks like a pretty decent player. He's a decent championship player at the moment, potentially Premier League standard. And as we say, we signed him for what, 2 to 4 million, and he's valued between 6 and 7. So on that, we've already made some money on him. Happy days. We loaned out a bunch of our youngsters as well, who probably aren't going to get game time. The only one I am annoyed to loan out was Ulrich Harsheim, which is a terrible name, I'm aware of this, but his contract is due to run out at the end of the season, and he wouldn't renew because even though he's currently got a work permit, his renewal wouldn't offer him a work permit. Don't know why, couldn't tell you, So I've had to loan him out. And then while he was on loan at odd, which is what this whole situation is, he would then at least sign a new contract, which doesn't have a work permit. So potentially I'm going to have to loan him out at the start of next year, but I'm going to appeal and we'll see obviously what comes from that. So we're annoyed to lose Arsheim. The only good thing we have done, because we've sent him out on loan until January, I'll get him back into the club at January and he's still got a contract going forward, so I'll be able to play him from like the second half of the season. But I've just lost him at this point because I needed to loan him out so he'd actually sign a contract for us, which is a little bit annoying, but we'll get over it. League-wise, I'm just going to hop up. Pre-season, all pretty strong. We had quite a lot of guys on trial. I was trying to get Ilias Chair, but he decided to go to Celta Vigo instead of Wrexham, which is understandable, to be fair. We started off in the league with a 1-0 win, pretty decent start for us. And the EFL Cup, we've got all the way so far up to the 3rd round, which is good. We've had, as we say, a few draws and a 4-4 against Middlesbrough away from home with a 92nd minute equaliser for them. That was a little bit annoying. But as you can see, Ellis Sims is having a fecking wonderful time. Scored 4 goals against Forest, a hat-trick against Luton. He got a hat-trick also against Borough in the game that we were just discussing. He's got 5, all of our goals in the Cup so far, all being Ellis Sims. He's just scoring them left, right and centre. He's having a wonderful time, so am I. And long may it continue. I've came through at the end of January, we're actually at the start of Feb. In preparation, actually, a little bit of a spoiler, for our game against Leicester. We got them in the 4th round of the FA Cup, so you know we got through one. Ellis Sims now has 31 goals. It's the 1st of February and the man scored 31 goals. In the league, it's not quite that much, obviously. But he's doing all right. Annesley's our top completion for passes. Broadhead and Ronocchia are top for our assists. We've also got Sims topping goal scorers. And up there with player of the match. He's just having a wonderful time. Owen Adams loves a booking. Absolutely mad for him, he is. Our highest spike for the club was 9.47 million. I think that was triggered by the fact when we sold... I'm not even going to say sold, it wasn't in our choice. But when we lost our right back, Ethan Laird. So, unfortunately, that happened, but got us quite a bit of money in the bank. I have had to promise Gregor Hackett that I'd sell him, but it's for 11.75 million. So if someone offers that amount of money, then we'll let him go. Fortunately, they didn't do so throughout the course of Feb. As you can see, he's still here. But we'll hop in and have a little look at our transfers. What we did in the window. We did sign Sandri before, kind of in the gap. I think it was about October time. Do you know what the date is actually there, isn't it? October the 15th. He came up to us on a free transfer. He only wanted 6.5 grand, and he could slot straight into the centre mid, be one of our better holding mids as well. So I just thought it made perfect sense to hold him. And if at the very worst, hold him for a season or two, and then sell him for 6-7 million, that'd be wonderful. We have also sold Jamie Bowden to kind of facilitate that. 5.75 million for him. Thought it made sense. Again, if we've just bought in Sandri, we can let Bowden go. We've put 6 million in our pocket. Why on earth would we not? Had to sign Jairo Concha because unfortunately I wasn't able to bring Wade Beck back because Forest stupidly wanted to play in themselves for some reason. He had a good season for us, scoring 5 assists and 20 played. And he's played a whole game for Forest so far since he's returned. I also bought in Daniel Gore for... Well, he's on loan actually. Again, paying about 6.5 his wages. He can play holding mid or both wings. Just a nice little bit of versatility because we're struggling a bit at the moment. We've got Ulrich back. And I can't remember if at this point, but he does struggle with injury a little bit, unfortunately. Yeah, so he is actually currently down. Twisted ankle, so he's out for another month. Hence why I loaned Gore. I also may have signed Alex Roberts for 4 million from Norwich. But he looks good. So hopefully it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. He is 21. He's a real person. He's a real boy. He played actually 4 for... Not what I meant to do. 4 for Norwich last year in the Premiership. Didn't have the best of times, but we'll just move on. We'll move on past that. As you can see, we've played quite a few. Broadhead scoring 4 goals in a 6-1 win against Millwall was pretty good for him. Following that up with a 6-4. Just a stupid amount of goals. And then a 2-1 loss, a 2-0 loss, and a 1-1. Makes perfect sense. Yeah, Leicester, they knocked us out at the 4th round of the EFL Cup. Just did, unfortunately. So we've got chance of some retribution in the 4th round of the FA Cup against them. So we'll see how that goes when I come back with you shortly. But as you can see, Ellis Sims' name pops up quite a bit, as you'd expect, with him having 30 goals. We did get our ourselves back after a bit of a shaky November, but we got ourselves back in action. Sylvester Jasper scoring a bit as well. He's still here. He's not gone. Matty Funnell is playing a little bit as well, so I'm kind of splitting between him and Concha to play that centre attacking mid role. It's going okay. Not bad, not particularly fantastic, just okay. All the board are wanting for us is just to avoid relegation, so I'm hoping to offer them that. Also, if I can hop onto the league itself, I was meaning to show you this earlier, but at the moment we're predicted 16th. But if we look at the league as a whole, not one of our players are in here, as you'd expect, being a newly promoted team. But I'm confident that we'll be safe, and I find it unlikely that we're going to be pushing for the actual playoff positions at the end. But we're hovering at the moment, so we'll take a hover, and we'll jump forward to kind of, I think it's about March, April time we come back. We're going to have a little look at our youth intake, see what happened if we managed to get retribution against Leicester. We have dropped down a little bit, unfortunately. So we are at the moment 10th, still really good against where we're expecting, but not the 8th place we were in previously. As you can see, we lost in the 4th round of both cups against. That's not ideal. It was just not what we planned. Sims only 35 goals now. He scored 4 since then. It's the 15th of March now. But what we do have for some good news is our youth intake. It's pretty damn good. There's a few decent players. Christian Ellis is one of the 3 kind of takeaways. 6 foot, pretty good. Heading at 8 and strength of 6 is questionable, but it's fine. We move. We've also got Gavin Williams, who, to be honest, is probably again another centre back. But there's just little things that we need to focus on them for him. And the best of them is Josh Roberts. It's probably going to be the, what is it, we play attacking mid on support. He looks pretty decent already. He's only 15. He's fairly determined, which is always helpful. And he does come deep to get the ball, which isn't unhelpful in a centre attacking mid. So we've got a few decent ones there. The rest of them are okay. And we've got a few stinkers, but it's fine. So that's to cheer you up. And to yeah, look at that. That's just not good. So since I left you, we've played, how many is that? 3, 6, 8 games. We've got 1 win. Singular win. We've got 1 draw. And all the rest are losses. We've appeared to forget how to score. I don't know why this has happened. Even our win, we still conceded 2. But we have seen Alex Roberts getting his first goal, Ellis Sims scoring quite a few as well, and Daniel Gore getting 1. But it's been shaky, should we say, at the very least. But we've got ourselves a handful of games left till the end of the season. At this point, it's probably looking like we're not going to get anywhere near the playoffs, which is fine. So I'm going to give you a spoiler. We don't. So I'm going to jump forward and give you the season review. We'll see where we are. At the moment, Ellis Sims is top scorer by a singular goal. Somehow it's only 1 goal. And we'll see if he can grab himself that golden boot. Wrexham, end of season, 2026-27 review. I've already given you the spoiler, but there's no cups there, unfortunately. As we are at the moment, we have our transfer. I forgot about these. Absolute waste of time. All the board care about is how much money the guy cost. To be fair, Alex Roberts at 4 million, which is quite a lot of money for us. They're still relatively pleased with that, which is good. So hopefully they've fixed them. They aren't particularly over the moon about us selling Bowden or Laird, but Laird we didn't have any choice about, so we'll just move on. And I'm curious as to what their opinion on the Arsheim loan was. Unhappy. I was unhappy about it as well, don't worry. So, Championship. It's technically not over with the playoffs, but our version of it is. They wanted us to avoid relegation. We did exactly that, finishing 11th. Pretty decent result. 31 goals in the league in the end for Sims, so not too many more. As you can see, the form on the right side, it did pick up a little bit from where we were towards the end of the season, but not a vast amount. I think the Forest game was the one that we had coming up. Yes, it's 16th of March, so we've got to draw 3 more wins and 4 losses, so it's pretty much what we're expected. It's a little bit weaker than our form at the start of the season, but it definitely picked up noticeably from the previous save. FA Cup, they wanted us to be competitive, and we got to the 4th round. It was actually won by Man U. And the Carabao, they wanted us to be competitive, and we got to the 4th round, also getting knocked out. So just there, that's fine. Thornley, Sims, White, Artheim, and Roberts all getting a goal each to be our top scorers. And then Carabao Cup was 5 for Ellis Sims, which was, yeah, it was all of them. Every single one of the goals was him, so that's fine. The biggest win was a 6-1 against Millwall, with Broadhead getting his, 4 double brace? Hat-trick and a bonus, let's say that. Match to remember was a 5-3 win against Forest. And our goal of the season, do you know what, I wouldn't normally, but it's our little right back. Our record signing for all of 2 months. Adams, with his goal on the 88th minute in a 3-0 win at Hillsborough. Lining up behind Adams as he takes it, gets it right in the top corner. Absolutely beautiful. Our finances do see us still as a national reputation, so 2.5 stars. I'm pretty sure that's climbed eventually, but it's fine. I don't know if these actually used to show stuff, but they seem to now, which is good. Our sponsorship of 6, they've just, it's not relevant. We'll just move on. We don't have comparison to the previous season. It's fine. Van Sass scored no goals this season. I had to stack him off penalties because it wasn't working, unfortunately. He did get himself 2 assists, though, which was odd, from 42 games, and a rating of +7, which is strong. Adams playing 49 games, 5 assists and a goal, which was goal of the season for us. Kramer, O'Shea and Thornley completing the defence. Ranocchia and White at the base of the midfield with Roberts, Funnell and Hurst. And then Sims up top, so there isn't actually any featuring of Wade Beck in our team of the season, which is quite good. So we didn't miss him out too much. And it's just a game of how many times I'm going to say Ellis Sims' name here, isn't it? Sims, it's player of the season. Top scorer, Sims. Most man of the match awards, Sims. And the highest average rating is Sims. So only 4. I could see higher than that with some players sometimes. Annesley's our highest passes completed per 90 with 84. Most assists, Broadhead, 6. So it doesn't actually go up from when we mentioned it earlier. And sign of the season was Ranocchia on a free, and young player of the season was our goalkeeper because he's an absolute chad. And we did have 2 record breakers, our highest transfer received and transfers paid. So there's records left, right and centre. So it turns out that Ethan Laird's record wasn't even that impressive as the sale because it got scuppered by centre mid about a few months later. It's fine. Once Wrexham got the ball rolling, early in the season, they never looked back. Well, we definitely did. So, do you know what? Ignore these screws. We'll hop over. We'll just have a little look to see who it is that got promoted out of the 3 teams that were remaining. And we'll have an idea then who we're going to be playing in the Championship next season. And there we have it. Derby, Norwich and Southampton all leaving, which is beautiful. Imagine getting 92 points, finishing 5th. What the hell is that? We finished 11th in the end, so it is top half, just. We still have some time to sell Hackett, which I'm not planning to do so. He hasn't got over it yet, unfortunately. We'll look at the competitions as a whole. I like this screen, it's quite a good one. Sims, oh, do you know what? I didn't tell you. Didn't even get blooming top scorer. Taiwo Awoniyi ended up taking it. So I don't know if he scored some goals in the playoff fixtures, maybe? Or if he was just unlucky enough that Awoniyi, yeah, he scored a brace there, and then there was another few before the end of the season as well. So he had a wonderful season for us, but absolutely nothing in regards to a golden boot or anything, unfortunately. But we'll be back next season. Ellis Sims absolutely ruined the joint, 37 goals. Our next highest scorer was Broadhead with 5. And likewise with XG, he had an XG of over 30, everyone else 5.8. We'll hop into the data as well, because wow, we all love some data. Why are we playing this game if we don't love data? We were actually underachieving, unfortunately. We were expected to be about the same points as Derby, 6 short of them. We ended up being 25. They had an absolute barnstormer of the season. But overall, pretty happy with where we were. We stayed where we are. We didn't really at any point have any challenge of being relegated. So we're going to build on from where we are. Our balance as a team at the moment, as a club, is 14 million, because I think Ryan Reynolds has just lobbed some more money at us. No, it's not there. So look at these trials. Oh, look at the spoilers. Luis Suarez. It's Luis Sanchez. It's not Suarez. It'd be about 56. So I think we're going to leave it there. We'll have a little look forward to next season, what it is that we get up to. I have got 4 players that are already on the way to us. So we've got Anthony Bowen, is a youngster from Man City, similar to what we did at the end of last season. Kenneth Ugwu from Tottenham, again striker, winger. We have Selvin Ramirez, who's a Honduran. He was actually on the next gen list. I was surprised to see his club let him go and then to want to join us. So we've got him coming in next season. I doubt he'll be on that list again. And Cenk Harrod for 275 grand. He looks pretty good. I got to be honest, I was looking back at these and I forgot I signed him. So we'll see what it is that he can get up to next season, even if it's just developing himself a little bit further. But I do expect to see you with us next season in the Championship. As mentioned earlier, if you have enjoyed, like, subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated for the support. There'll be some items on screen as well, so you can carry on watching. And thank you very much for your time.